Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Happy Monday, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you had a great weekend as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've tried starting this video several times. I just don't know how to start it. So I'm going to tell you what we're going to talk about on this video. And that is that there's a very small group of people, and not only here in the US, but all over the world, that want to tell us exactly how we can live our lives. They think that they know better than us in everything. And just wait until you hear what are some of the things that they want to take away. And I'll tell you what, information is power. That's why I think that these types of articles and these types of discussions that we have are important. Because after you hear what these people want to take away from us, ladies and gentlemen, maybe you'll learn how to ask the right questions when maybe someone local is going up for office or something. A shocking poll exposes the utter contempt the elite holds the general public in, with more than 3/4 wanting to ration food and energy to combat climate change, ladies and gentlemen, as they themselves are producing more of a carbon footprint than most families produce in a decade. And a majority wanting air travel for holidays banned. No more air travel for you to go see grandma for Thanksgiving, but I'm sure that they'll be getting on their Lear jets to go around the world to talk at Davos to see how they can tamper down climate. Incredible, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? And this is how they really think. They think that it's okay for them to do the exact same thing that they're telling you not to do because they know better. This was kind of surprising for me. America's 1% defined as people who have a postgraduate degree and an annual income of more than $150,000. Wow, I didn't think that $150,000 nowadays was really a lot of money. But I guess it's the combination of having a post degree, I guess some kind of a college degree and higher, and making $150,000 a year combined. That's considered the 1%. 77% of that 1%, ladies and gentlemen. So remember that this is based off of that 1%, the numbers that we're going to talk about now. That way you can understand what a small part of the population it is that wants to dictate to us how it is that we run our lives. I was talking to a really good friend of mine today before I started making this video about how it is that I feel that a democratic government is the worst form of government. And the reason I feel that way is because with a democracy, the 51% can decide how the 49% that don't agree with them have to live their lives. And ladies and gentlemen, that's not what this country was founded on. This country, on paper, is a republic. Unfortunately, it's turned into a democracy where the 51% can vote themselves in freebies that everyone else has to pay for. But I digress. For those of you that are new, and thank you very much to all of the new subscribers. I've seen that I had a little bit of a bump in subscribership. You are now community members. Thank you very much for joining in. Truly do appreciate your support. And I truly do hope that you get something out of the videos that I put out, whether it be news, whether it be entertainment, whether it be going camping in negative 25-degree weather, etc., etc. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I truly do appreciate your support. Here it says that 77% of that 1% of elitists who were asked to fight climate change, would you favor or oppose the strict rationing of gas, meat, and electricity? They said that they would favor such a policy. 77%, ladies and gentlemen, of that 1%. So roughly 3/4 of 1%. That figure rises even higher to 89% amongst Ivy League graduates. So you can see what it is that our colleges are doing to our children as far as indoctrinating them in this pseudoscience, which I feel is climate change. Presumably their wealth will ensure, of course, that they are exempt from such rationing, while the poor can go without. In addition, 69% of elitists want an immediate ban on gas stoves. Imagine that, ladies and gentlemen. Incredible. They are so elite and they are so out of touch with the common folk, ladies and gentlemen, that they know not what they talk about. they just spout out all of these things, all of these motives that are taught to them in college. What I think ought to happen is that they all spend at least a month, if not 6 months, in a country that is like what they want this country to become. They want this country to become a communist country? Okay, go move to a communist country and live the way that they live for 6 months, and then come back and let us know if that's still what you want. While 81% want gas-powered vehicles outlawed, so you can't have a gas stove, you can't have a gas-powered vehicle. I wonder what's going to happen when there's no more gas anything, no oil anything, and the climate is still changing. All right, what's going to happen? I'll ask you again. What's going to happen when there's no more gas anything and the climate is still changing? A majority also wants the government to forbid the use of air conditioning and non-essential air travel. So not only do they want to take away your meat, not only do they want to take away your vehicles, not only do they want to take your stove away, but they don't want you to have air conditioning. But I'm sure that they'll have air conditioning, ladies and gentlemen, because they are the elite. And non-essential air travel, of course. Effectively outlawing vacations, rules that presumably will not apply to their private jets and luxury compounds. And we all know that that's the game that they play now. If you did not see that clip from the WEF that's going on now with the gentleman from, I believe it's the Heritage Foundation, how he was spewing out facts to the people there. I can't believe they let him do that. But he was spewing out facts to the people there. You have to go watch it. I believe it was on my last video, my last news video, I think. So go check it out because, man, I'll tell you what, that guy is one of my new heroes. Now listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. You have children? Don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about how they're raised because teachers are going to do it for you. 67% of these elitists also believe that teachers should decide what children are taught, compared to 26% who thinks parents should decide. Thank goodness for the 26%. The poll also reveals how the elite are totally at odds with the general public in both lifestyle and beliefs. 47% said people who had too much freedom compared to 21% who said there was too much control. 47% of these people think that people have too much freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something about freedom. Freedom is the one thing in human history that has always allowed a population to prosper. Whenever you take away freedom, there's no prosperity. Whenever you put freedom in the forefront, there is prosperity. And to show you how delusional this 1% is, 84% also approve of the job that Joe Biden is doing as president. You know that I try not to get political on this channel, but just looking at it at face value, this administration has pretty much done a great job, ladies and gentlemen, a great job. And they're doing their best to destroy everything that we have built as one of the greatest, if not the greatest nation that this earth has ever had. The people who run America, or at least think they do, live in a bubble of their own construction, and that's the truth. They've isolated themselves by building $250 million bunkers from everyday Americans' realities to such a degree that their view about what is and what should be happening in this country differ widely from the average American. And that brings me to a clip of a congresswoman. I think she was from Michigan. Don't remember exactly though. It's about a year old or so when that pipeline went down, that gasoline pipeline, and gas stations were closing down, if you all remember.
After waiting for a long time to have enough chips in this country to finally get my electric vehicle, I got it and drove it from Michigan to here this last weekend and went by every single gas station, and it didn't matter how high it was.
And the reason that that was such an ignorant statement, ladies and gentlemen, not only was it smug, but ignorant, is because she probably didn't realize that only those, or most of the people that own electric vehicles are six-figure earners, ladies and gentlemen. But leaving it there, I will go ahead and sign off now. Remember that this afternoon, it's Monday, so at 3 p.m. this afternoon on this channel, we're going to be going live with Gray Man Prepping. All right, so I hope to see you all there, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I hope that you had a great weekend. God bless every one of you. God bless America. I'm Alaska Prepper. I'm out. Oh, and if you're still here, go watch this video and enter to win an OUPES 1800. The drawing is going to be on the 25th, so I think it's Thursday of this week. The drawing, an OUPES 1800 doesn't cost you anything. As long as your shipping address is in the lower 48s, ladies and gentlemen, the 48 states, enter to win. It won't cost you a penny. And OUPES is an awesome solar generator and a good company as well. Again, God bless you. God bless America. I'm Alaska Prepper. I'm out.